Hey guys and gals, Mary here from Drakeweight Gaming, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Wayfinder. So y'all, before we jump into it, just want to let y'all know that our Patreon is now for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel, get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alright. My breath hitches. His words hit something in me. Fuck. Arkyn wipes my tears and leans to my left, cuddling up close to me, holding me. Fynn, are you sure this is what you want? To fall asleep with me here and wake up in my world? I nod. I want to help you three, Arkyn. I have to go through with this in order to do so. Aside from that, I hold my head against his chest and listen to his heartbeat. It's faster than I expected. Aside from that, I want to be here with you. Right now. In the morning. As long as I can be if you'll let me. Besides, it's not the first time I've fallen asleep in your arms, is it? I haven't forgotten about the night we met, you sneaky devil. He tenses up and I let out a laugh. He laughs too. Eventually I feel his heartbeat steady and feel my own slow down until moments later I'm lulled into a deep sleep. Pretty. Oh, end of Act 1. Okay. Ooh. Intermission, one last photo. Okay. I know you want to know more about her, kid. That's what this whole trip is about. I'm taking you to meet someone special. Someone who knew your mother and has known me for a long time. The teenage boy sulked in the passenger seat of his father's car, arms crossed and pouting, staring out the window which was rolled up to fend off the light rain of the cool autumn evening. Right now he wished it weren't so rainy, so the wind could whip at his ear and dull the sound of his father's voice. The boy sighed, also wishing he hadn't asked why his father had decided the 17th anniversary of his mother's death, and the boy's own birthday at that, was a great time to visit an old friend. The two were on their way back from a camping trip in the mountains, which the boy's father had given practically no warning of. They had been traveling up the winding roads, and the boy asked about his father's reason for going camping in the first place. He regretted asking. Not that it would have changed much. Now here they were, on their way to meet one of his dad's old friends. The teenager's eyes now focused on the treetops, which had begun to slowly lower the further the car drove. The trees guided his vision down more and more as they went, until finally coming to a small lake in the clearing. Forgetting about what he and his father had been discussing, the boy sat up in his seat, smiling. He'd spotted a way out of talking with his father about his mother again for just a little bit. Hey, what about that? He pointed at the small pond, and the deer stopping for a drink on the other side. An opportunity. That's perfect! Just let me pull you over. Oh, let me just pull over. The car was carefully parked in the small clearing just off the road. The boy put on his rain poncho, stepped out of the car, and started down the gentle slope, past the edge of the trees and toward the water. Check it out. Water time. Love the music in this game. He moved a hand over his forehead to push his medium-length blonde hair out of his pale green eyes, and started to breathe slowly, whispering. Dad, I'm gonna take the shot. Oh. The boy's father smiled and nodded to his son, who slowly moved forward to the edge of the water, ready to take aim. As the teen raised the sight under his eye steadily, a bead of sweat trickled down his forehead. This could be his best one yet. This was as close as he was going to get. He didn't want to make any sudden movements. He stared into the scope, positioned the crosshair to the neck of the deer, and took the shot. Nice! He shouted in joy, and the startled buck ran off. The teen scanned the picture of the screen of his digital camera. You got the shot, I see. Nice fake out, bro. Ready to go now, kid? I don't want to keep my friend waiting. The teen smiled at how easy this had been dragged out. Since his father wouldn't let him drive, the boy instead begged his father to let him handle the camera and take photos on this trip. He'd claimed it would be practice for his dream job as a photojournalist. It was half true, after all. Mostly it was an excuse to get his father to stop the car whenever the teen got sick of dealing with him. It wasn't that he hated his father, but having to deal with him at school as a teacher and at home as a parent got tiring after the first 2 years. Right, hey, one last photo, okay? The boy's father shook his head in protest, but all that followed was a whine and an attempt for the teen to get his way. Please? Oh, alright, kid. Move it, make it fast. I think my poncho has a hole in it. Dad, the rain stopped like 2 minutes ago. His father looked up in shock, placing his hands on his hips. Oh, yeah, look at that. The teen smiled, thinking about what photo he would take. He He walked forward a few steps and felt a soft breeze touch his face. The night's cool, mountainous air settling in around them. The sky was beginning to darken. Were they spending the night at his father's friend's house? The teen figured he might as well get a good photo of his father and motioned for him to come closer. "Hey, Dad, come stand by the pond, okay?" The teen's father did as asked, allowing the boy to take in just how small of a frame his father had. He looked younger than most men his age, of which the boy was not actually sure, not even sporting the crow's feet his colleagues all seemed to have. He had olive green eyes, with bright blonde hair cut short and a beard of stubble that had just been groomed in the car no more than 2 hours ago. The father was of average height. The teen was already just as tall, but had a lean build. If they stood side by side, one would mistake them for brothers. The teen suddenly wanted to be in the photo with his father, realizing the two hadn't taken any together. He put a finger up to let his father know to wait, setting the timer to 1 minute. The teen hurriedly moved to the truck. Opening the trunk and pulling out the tripod, the teen ran back. He placed the camera on the tripod and pointed it toward his father, again rushing over to stand in position. The two stood there, surrounded by trees and water on either side. Just 30 feet from the two, the car sat next to the road leading to the mountain. 20 feet away, something rustled in the trees. 10 feet away, the camera flashed, capturing the last photo Damien would ever have of his father. Odd. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, well, at least we didn't get to see the horrifying photo. That would have been a bit too much. I find myself gliding through a sea of stars. No, not just myself. Arkyn is with me, too. He's holding me tight as he sleeps, the two of us soaring beyond the limits of what any human has dared to dream. Or at least beyond what we've done on our own. I dare not wake him for fear of losing our way to this world, but I gently place my hand on his muzzle as he snores softly. So, this is the space between our worlds, huh? It just looks like, well, space. I guess I should have figured. I rest my head against my companion's chest. Of course I would wake up in the middle of this. I sigh. Nothing for it now, I suppose. I could just try to sleep again. Wait, what is that? I hear a gentle hum from behind me, then above me, then in my left ear. It circles me, yet never reveals itself to my eyes. I don't know if I should be awake or even aware of this thing. What I've been through recently would suggest otherwise. If I reveal I know what's there, would it hurt us? Maybe I should just try to sleep again. I closed my eyes and pushed my head against Arkyn's chest more. Ooh, I am aware of your awareness, mortal one. Shit, so much for that. I left my head and turned away from Arkyn, looking toward where I heard the voice. Who are you? What do you want? The hum buzzes by my left ear, but I hear whatever this is whispering into the right one. It feels as though a fly is buzzing in my left ear the whole time it speaks. I am beyond your kin, mortal. Worry not, I have not come to harm you. I am aware you will have questions, and when we meet again I shall gladly answer them. For now, I need you to heed my warning. Warning? It's not quite expected, but something tells me help is something that I'm not exactly going to be swimming in. I decide to listen to the hum. Alright then, what do you have to tell me? I feel Arkyn's arm slip away from me as I'm pulled away smoothly. Not content to be moved by unseen forces, I squirm about uncomfortably. What is it then? I don't suppose you'll be carrying me the rest of the way. Worry not, mortal. As stated previously, I have no reason to harm you. I cannot risk anyone else hearing what I have to say, slumbering or not. Your spark has been awakened, and you are visible to those who might want to use your power for terrible means. The hum comes from far above now, while its voice sounds softly from behind me. Its voice sounds oddly familiar, yet entirely strange to me as well. Still, I don't want to lose Arkyn, for fear of becoming lost myself. Be still, mortal one, and listen well. There you go. You must trust the one you return here with. Give him the chance to find his way, and should he need it, lend a guiding hand. You mean Arkyn? I already know that. I'm going to his world to do that very thing. Also, what do you mean by my spark? The voice sounds much closer now, and the hum sounds out from the furthest reaches of space. As stated previously, I shall answer your questions when next we meet. I am here to deliver a warning and nothing more. Right, interrupting isn't helping, sorry. The voice continues. If one seeks the truest truths, one must experience them with no bias. We have an agenda, and hearing things from our side may inhibit your ability to make decisions. Oh. There's no time to elucidate further. If we tarry over long, the Acer will find us. Your fate, your present, and your future. I hear the humming grow to a buzz. I am sent drifting toward Arkyn. We have seen everything. You will need the boon granted from the one who will come with you for whichever path you choose. This will be believed to be your best bet, even should you side against us. Wait, what? I reach for my companion, and to my surprise, his arm takes hold of me. His arms take hold of my shoulders. He pulls me into his embrace once more, still sound asleep. Trust him. I feel my heart slow as lethargy overtakes me. My weariness waxes as swiftly as it waned. Slumber comes. I feel my face pressing against something cool and soft. Reaching my hand toward it, I realize what it is without even opening my eyes. I'm lying on my side with my head resting against a pillow. Arkyn and I were drifting between worlds. I suppose we've made it to our destination. My eyes open to a sight beyond words. Oh. Oh, whoa, what is this? Even having just been floating through space cannot compare. Arkyn lies facing me, the soft light from the floor-to-ceiling windows behind him cascading over his frame. He's wearing nothing but his shorts, his cycling shorts barely hidden underneath. He's beautiful. I feel my heart flutter a bit and gasp gently. At the sound of my gasp, Arkyn stirs and adjusts himself a bit, his eyes opening. Aww. Yee. After a few seconds, he looks over to me, his tail beginning to wag frivolously. He smiles. Good morning, Fynn. I open my mouth to return the greeting, but stammer. Good morning, Arkyn. Did you sleep well? His eyes are so striking. Seriously, has he always been this beautiful? It's still pretty early. I think we can nap for another hour or so if you want. Oh, yeah. Thanks. I'm still pretty sleepy. Being awake for a bit there in the middle of our cross-world travel didn't help. Arkyn can hear about that later. For now, I should try to get some more sleep. I'll need it for the day to come. There you go. Arkyn readjusts again and closes his eyes. His face returns to a peaceful expression after a few moments, and I close my eyes to try to sleep again. After I wake again, I look across from me and realize Arkyn isn't still in bed. I hear some soft grunting coming from near my feet. Turning toward the foot of the bed slowly, I see a shadow with a wolf giantesque form moving up and down, backlit by the light from the floor-to-ceiling windows that run part of the room's length. The light isn't harsh, but it's enough to make my still sleepy eyes squint. After a few moments, my eyes adjust to see Arkyn doing some squats, facing away from me, looking out the window to the view beyond. But the view within is more than beautiful enough for me. I blush, feeling my tent being pitched as my eyes absorb the sculpted piece of living art that was now doing oblique crunches with steady rhythmic breathing. Before he turns to me, I try to stifle my erection. After panicking for a few moments, I finally decide to turn my head away and close my eyes again. I reason that if he does happen to look at me, he'll just assume it was from a dream. Then, all too late, I remember his hearing. You know, you probably shouldn't try to go back to sleep again. My mom knows you're here now, and she's dying to meet you. Also, I want to take you around to my village before breakfast is finished. So go on and get up, sleepyhead. I slowly turn my head toward him in a sigh of relief when I see he's still turned away from me. I'll be up in a moment. Human eyes don't adjust to light easily. Oh, it's true, I'm not actually struggling against the light anymore. Struggling with that penis. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank you all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate the support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Amr. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier anyway. If you want to get your names in the credits, get access to not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.